Hello, everyone. Let me get this. There we go. That's better. How is everyone doing this evening? Hello, April and Kate and Restreambot, which I think is Penny. Yeah, how's everyone doing tonight? Yes, April, we're gonna make bookmarks. Yep. We are making bookmarks tonight. So, if you are interested in tonight's bundle, I'll go through what's in the bundle here. It is linked in the description box below. There is also just a link to the shop. And as we use things and Penny posts links and if you want to order anything else, not just the bundle, there's a link just to the shop, and then there's a link right to the bundle for tonight too. So in our bundle this evening, we have our, don't want to give anything away here. There's Penny. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Amanda. So in our bundle tonight, we have the brand new book club paper collection, which is all these gorgeous pastel colors and images. Super cute, super sweet. We have our book dance stamp, which is a brand new stamp set. In addition to the stamp set, tonight's bundle also includes the SVGs. And look, there's a sneak peek at our cute little book person. Book person all ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and work on with this stamp set today. We have the acetate bookmarks. I'm going to show you a fabulous way to use these so you can add color and images and everything to them. I'm going to show you how to make them so that you can hide your glue, because that's always like a big thing with acetate, right? We want to adhere things to it, but we don't want anyone to know about it. The last thing in our bundle tonight is white cardstock, so alabaster cardstock and the Raven ink. Even if you already have one of these, I have two of them. I would be more than happy with a third or fourth because I lose them. They're not very large and they hide in my craft room. They also grow legs and walk away. I'm also going to use some buttercream cardstock tonight, as well as some card bases. And if you order the bundle tonight, you're going to get a free bottle of the matte mist. And we're going to use the matte mist tonight. We're going to talk about it. We're going to use our stick and stamp. I'm going to use my stick and stamp map tonight for all of my stamping, because I think that when it comes to cutting the SVGs and doing the stick and stamp mat with these smaller images, nothing better. So that is where we are tonight. Hello, Christina. I'm so glad you're here tonight. There's Luann. I just saw Luann yesterday and had the best time with her. And I saw Penny yesterday. If any of you are joining us that also joined in with us all weekend at the Create Your Own Ending event, hello. And also, I have to say this, it can't just be me that has a Create Your Own Ending hangover, can it? Because I woke up this morning and I'm like, ugh, I needed more sleep or something. Okay, so let's get started. I'm actually going to skip using a pre-cut, pre-scored card base tonight. Initially, I was going to, but I actually am going to just go ahead and make my own, since I have the paper right here. Yeah. April said you were so right on the size of those and hiding. I grabbed the alabaster instead of the embossing this weekend. Oh my goodness. Yes. I have multiple. We've talked about my multiple embossing inks as well, but yeah, they hide. They're all over my room. And no matter how many I keep and I have in my room, I always end up losing one or two, always. Like, they grow legs, I'm telling you. Okay, so we're going to cut this 8.5 by 11, our alabaster cardstock, right in half, super easy. And then we're just going to score it at 4.25 and make our own card base for tonight. All right, there we go. So this is just a Teflon bone folder. Just going to do it. We're going to DIY tonight. DIY our own card base. Super duper easy. All right. So once we have that done, let's get to work on our card this evening. Start with all of our colors. I don't know, have you guys seen all the papers in this paper collection? Do you want me to go through them all or not? Thank you. I bet, Penny. Penny, you were probably so tired, like so tired. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, April. Hello, good evening, Scrap Mania. Hello, hello. Thank you, April. April said we all worked so hard this weekend. Yes, yes, we did. Okay, so let's go over what's in this fun paper collection. I'll just flip through the papers really quickly. I will also go ahead and pull out the ones we're definitely going to use tonight. And I'll show you just some of my favorites so you can see them. So most of the papers have one side that is like a more like tone on tone small print, and then they have a second side that's bolder. So that's how the papers look. We're actually going to use that one too. And we're going to use this one. And we're going to use this one. And we're going to use that one. We're going to use a lot of papers tonight. These are so, so, so cute. So we'll stop there. We went through them all. And this is the book club 6x6 paper pad. Penny's working on her cards now, and she also got to meet Luann's mom, and now I'm jealous. Okay. So this is the one we're going to use for our bookmark when we get there in just a second. We're going to start with some layers, and I am going to grab some buttercream cardstock. So here comes some measurements. So we can keep our measurements. I actually wrote my measurements down for tonight's card. I know. Isn't that crazy? Okay. Cardstock is 4.25 by 5.5. Then we're going to use this adorable paper. Look at this paper. It's so cute. Has little stacks of books, and it has teacups. It has flowers. It has sunglasses. It's awesome. I love it. This one is going to be 4, not 3, but 4 by 5 1/4. And then we're going to go this lovely, like, squiggly paper. And the orange squiggly paper is 2 inches, 5 1/4. Uh-oh, it looks like we maybe slowed down a little bit. Let's let the stream catch up. Maybe I was going a little too fast. This lovely green with all the little heart stars is going to be another 2 inches by 4. And it's going to kind of make this little crisscross on our card. And then this yellow paper that is more of a tone on tone, we're going to cut this to 3 by 3. Hi, Margie. Hello, hello. So 3 by 3. And that's going to nestle right in here. And then we're going to put our images for the front of our card. We are going to do the front of the card fairly quickly tonight, because the fun, like the really awesome part of tonight's card, is the inside. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make the front of the card, and then we'll come back and we'll work on the inside, because the inside is where the bookmark goes. We're going to make a little pocket. I think that tonight's card would be perfect for nieces, nephews, grandkids, kids that are kind of starting lower grades this year, like preschool, kindergarten, first grade, second grade. I think these beautiful kind of pastel shades in this collection, this paper collection, they have that like little smaller children look to them. That's what I think anyway. So basically we're just this is a card design I do a lot because it's easy to remember. It is a great way to use up a bunch of pattern papers. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have go-to card designs. Like I have go-to types of cards that I tend to gravitate towards and use often. Can my dog drink any louder? I don't think so.
He's trying his hardest.
He is trying his hardest. Oh, Penny. Penny says no swatch dots tonight. No, Penny. We're going to give the swatch dots a break. I feel like we're going to see them again, though. now that I'm a pro at them, right? Oh, that's hilarious. No, no, no. Penny says that because she and I stayed together for Create Your Ending, and I practiced and practiced and practiced my swatch dots. There was so much behind the scenes practice with the swatch dots. So what I'm going to do now is I already have my little pieces here. Here are all of our little books that we're going to use tonight. Let me get them all. Sorry, I really did mean for them to already be here and ready to go, but one of them has disappeared. One of my little books apparently grew wings and went away. We'll find that one eventually. We should have another pink one here somewhere. So, moving on then. Oh, I put him back here. So what I have here is I have one of those. First, I cut the SVG. So I cut the SVG, and I've talked about this a bunch of times. I cut lots and lots of blanks, like a whole 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper full of blanks, and then I store them right in the back of the stamp, and then I can easily use them to go ahead and create my stuff. So we need one of the different sizes. This one that says today a reader, tomorrow a leader, because that is the one we're going to use for our card tonight. And then I want to show you some of I'm going to show you how to use your stick and stamp mat with your SVGs and all of the fun, how to clean it with our mat mist and all that. We're going to have like a little mini stick and stamp mat class. So let me set this aside. We have our little purple book. I have a purple book and a pink book that I colored up. And I colored these with my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. Those are my personal coloring of choice. Everyone, I always say when it comes to coloring, buy a couple of all the different things you think you might like to color with and find the one that you have the best success with. And then once you've chosen that, practice, 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 practice until you feel like your fingers are going to fall off. And then you'll have your coloring medium. And then go ahead and buy all the colors, right? Okay. So I keep a blending buddy on my stick and stamp mat all the time, just for safety, just for cleanliness. And this is a little blending buddy. You can be like me, leave it on all the time, or you can take it on and off as needed. It doesn't matter. When you first get a stick and stamp mat, you will find that the stick and stamp mat is super sticky. Like it is stickier than you ever want your stick and stamp mat to be. It's like super adhesive. So if you open up a brand new stick and stamp mat and you put your hand like this, and like your hand sticks, like you'll know what I mean, like sticks to the mat. your mat is too sticky. It's going to tear your paper. It's going to tear anything you put on there. So whenever you get a new stick and stamp mat, take the cover off. And then what you want to do is you want to take a microfiber cloth or an old t-shirt or just these beautiful magical hands that you have and just go all over that stick and stamp mat. Get all that extra sticky off. And then go ahead and wash your hands and then you'll be fine. Otherwise, you will tear your paper. The other thing is, before you put something, if you're using a brand new stick and stamp mat, before you put something really special on your stick and stamp mat, something you absolutely cannot accidentally tear, test it with some scrap paper. So maybe even fill your stick and stamp mat with scrap paper and then pull all of that off and then do it again because you've got to condition them a little bit. They get too sticky. They're too sticky right out of the box. Okay, so that's conditioning your stick and stamp mat. But what makes them awesome is I'm going to take this little SVG, I'm going to put it the correct way. And that's the hardest part. The hardest part is making sure you have the right sentiment and that it is lined up correctly. This is the one. Here we go. It's this one. All right, so we'll go ahead. We'll put this on. And then I can line my stamp right up on top of it. And that isn't going to move. We're going to get this. So if you have any stick and stamp mat questions, tonight is the night. Tonight is the night to ask all the questions. Check that out. Make sure I've got it. I don't want to get my fuzzy head in the camera, but I might have to. Just to make sure that I have this lined up perfectly. There we go. Hey, Jamie, how are you tonight? So the sentiment I'm going to put on the little card is today a reader, tomorrow a leader. It's going to be our little sentiment to put on the front again, because in my head, we're making a card for a little person that's just starting school or just starting to hit those reading years. First, second grade in there. So we're going to go ahead. Okay. When you want to take paper off your stick and stamp mat, bend it like a taco. And it'll come right off. So we'll set that off to the side. And now we're going to intentionally mess something up. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in here. Clean my stamp. And look, I didn't spend the weekend using my microfiber cloth. So it's all behind, it's right here, all clean. Usually it's dirty and in the laundry by Monday, but tonight it's here. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to intentionally do this wrong because I want to show you how to clean your stamp. Just going to pretend I'm blind for a second. I'm not going to put my head in front of the camera. And oops, look what happened. Now I have ink on my stick and stamp mat. Stop. That was a little hard. It's a little hard to get stick ink on your stick and stamp mat. Okay. So when it comes time to clean it, let me get my, and yes, Penny, this is my gingerbread squeaky clean. from the anniversary card. Because that's the scent we're on. Doesn't matter what it looks like outside. Couple of things to note. Whatever you do, unless you're conditioning your stick and stamp mat, microfiber cloths should really never touch your mat. Unless you intentionally want to get a brand new stick and stamp mat a little conditioned, a little dirty, a little linty. But if you don't, if your mat is already perfectly lint-free or perfectly I don't know what to say, how to pronounce it, linted enough, don't use your microfiber cloth. So spray your stick and stamp mat with your matte mist and then go right over it with a paper towel. A paper towel is lovely. And as soon as that paper towel starts to give you any resistance, you'll feel it. Like it'll go over your stick and stamp mat like really smoothly. And then it'll start to want to like catch a little bit. As soon as it catches, that's it. You're good. You're good. But it will take the schmutz right off of your mat perfectly. Unfortunately, it's not going to take the ink off, but that's okay. I knew what I was doing when I went in here. And then it might feel not quite as sticky, but it will stick back up. Think of it like if you have a Cricut, do you ever spray with your Cricut mat or your silhouette mat and then wipe it down just to get the little bits of paper off? Same thing. In fact, I'm going to go with you could use the matte mist to get your Cricut or silhouette mat clean. Just gonna throw that out there. Okay. So that is all about the stick and stamp mat and the cleaning and how to use it. And if you use, if you've never used the matte mist, it's really, really good for cleaning up schmutz off of your stick and stamp mat. I have unscented. It also comes in a scented formula. The scented formula makes me sneeze, so I always go for the unscented. Okay. Correct, April. April said ink just means it's well loved. Correct. Hi, Nikki. How are you? All right. Let's get back to bookmarks, shall we? So here's the little front of our card. This is one of those cards, but wait, there's more. So we're going to put this is going to be the front of our card. Now, on the inside of our card, we're going to have some fun. We're going to start with a little pocket. And a piece of pattern paper. We're going to cut it down. There we go. I used on my little card what I started with. I used the little purple heart paper. So that's what we're going to use today. And oh, yay! We are in the same state then, Nikki. Because I live in Pennsylvania. I'm always here. I'm going to cut this at 4 inches, and then there is no wrong way to do this. There's no way to do this that you're going to do it wrong. Put your paper at an angle, pop it in here, and then just wherever feels good to you, cut it at an angle. So that's perfect. So it's just 4 and then cut it at an angle. I don't know what degree angle this is, and I don't think it really matters in the least what degree angle it is in. We just want it to be a degree. What part of Pennsylvania are you in? What's the nearest big city? You don't have to tell us like a lot. I get the idea of privacy. Like, are you in the western part of the state, or are you in the central part of the state, in the east? So I just put glue around the edges, just around the edges, leaving this part open. And then I'm actually, because that's going to allow me to move it since I'm using my glue, I'm going to push my little pocket almost down to the bottom, because when we add our bookmark, the acetate bookmarks are 2 by 6, which means no matter what, you're going to need to, they're going to stick out, it's going to stick out a little bit at the top, and it's also going to need a bit of a bigger envelope. So here is the pack, the acetate bookmarks. You're going to get 12 of these in a pack. So you will have lots of these fun little acetate pieces to play with. Okay. So acetate is clear, and you use bookmark to super fun. And we have to talk about, we're going to do this, that add paper, we can add things to front, we can add, still able to hide what adhesive is. So we're going to do that. Oh, I forgot to stamp this. Oh, okay. Now I know where you are. I know where the home of the Lily. How fun. So when we were going to Knoebels, our trip to Knoebels got rained out when we were supposed to go. So we're going to go later in August now. The day we were going to go, it poured rain. And I said, I'm too old to ride rides in the rain. Every so often, I like to pull out the I'm too old card for certain things like riding amusement park rides in the rain. I just, no interest in doing that anymore. Okay, so my fuzzy head's going to get in the way. I apologize. I just want to make sure I have this perfectly lined up with my SVG. Okay, that looks good. Uh-oh. I guess those aren't frozen. It doesn't say I'm frozen. Am I still frozen? Mine looks okay. It looks okay on my end. That's why I'm asking. Oh, I see. He said the internet was stuttering. YouTube stutters too. It's a thing. It's gremlins. That's what I call it. Okay. So now we have all the pieces we need for our lovely project. Put this piece back in. Okay, back to normal now. Yay. So what we want to do, the first thing we want to do is we want to put these little guys onto the clear adhesive. So the best way is I want my little books, they can be off the edge a little bit, or they can fit right onto the bookmark. So I'm going to put them so that they fit right onto the edge of the bookmark. We can see that there. So I'm lining my book. There's a method to my madness. I'm going to glue my book down and I'm going to line my book up with the left edge. There's a reason I'm doing it that way. And you're going to see in just a minute. Okay. So we're going to take our little book. We're going to line him up to the top. We're going to line him all the way over to the edge. We're going to push down a little bit so he is nice and glued to our bookmark. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our little pencil case and we're going to put him here at the bottom. Same thing, except I want him to be off just a bit because I want this nice long part of the pencil case to be up against the right side of the bookmark, and I want his feet to be touching the bottom. So he gets to be a little off the edge and a little jaunty. I just put glue where I shouldn't have, but it's okay. We're going to fix it. So we're going to line him up at the bottom and then line his little case piece here. And then I'm going to pull the glue I don't want off the back. There we go. Okay. And then for our little read all the books, this is going to span and go all the way across the middle of our bookmark. Right between these two little people. Then we are going to take our purple, and I'm taking it off from a specific side, okay? So we want to take our 2 inches from this top plain orange side. The reason for that is because we are going to see the back of our bookmark. So whatever pattern paper that you're using to back your bookmark, you want to make sure the other side isn't like half of a pattern, or like if we had taken it from this way, it would have looked funny. So that is something to consider, but the back of this will just be plain orange sherbet colored. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to back the bookmark with our pattern paper piece. So it's going to look just like this. And remember how I was very specific about where we were putting all this elements? That's because when we flip this over, that's where we are going to put all of our glue. And we want to make sure that our glue has a spot in the middle and at least 2 bits on the edge to hold the pattern paper into place behind our bookmark. Oh my goodness. I'm watching your story, Nikki. I think that's so cool. I know exactly what you're talking about. So I am going all the way around the edge of the little book person. I'm going all the way around, and I am not being stingy with the glue. Because I know that my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive will dry completely clear. So if any of it comes out, like if you can see it when I put the pattern paper down, it will dry completely clear. You'll never see it. But I also want to make sure that nothing's going to slip or slide. I want this to be pretty good. Pretty. Now, this is a bookmark. And the other thing I think that you could do and have it still, work as a bookmark for some extra adhesive, for some extra sticking together. You could attach, a little tail to the top of the bookmark on this side with a staple. Oh, and then the staple will, oh gosh, thank you. Okay, my oldest son. I'll just stop because you probably all saw this. My oldest son just bought me a t-shirt and he threw it at me as opposed to like waiting till I was done with the class. You want to see my t-shirt? Here it is. So he bought me this t-shirt. And he felt the need to race up the stairs, open the door while I'm recording, and throw it at me. No, it wasn't the staples. It was my son. Okay, hold on. Someone asked me. I have to go back to. I was so busy making my bookmark. I missed a whole bunch of comments. He said, "Oh, started. Have you used aqua acetate bookmarks?" I have not, but I feel like I don't know if they would stay because here's my thought: when you put a pigment palette is acetate, but it's like it has that slick surface. I feel like if you did that, it would scratch off. It would scratch off the pigment. On the acetate, it would scratch off the acetate. So I think what you would have to do, I'm sorry, we're going to go down a little rabbit hole here. I think what you would have to do is you would put the aqua pigments onto the bookmark. Then you would have to take something, a piece of white cardstock, maybe, something. And after it would back it, right? So you would kind of be sandwiching the aqua pigment between the front of the acetate bookmark and something else. It would have to be sandwiched in between. Otherwise, I think what you would end up with is something that would scratch off real easily. Okay. Yeah. Oh, hello, little baby nephew. Oh, that's so sweet. So cute. Did it mess up? So yeah, the son was throwing me a shirt. Oh, and Sean's here. Hi, Sean. How are you tonight? So nice to see you. So back to the staples. If you added the staples, even if you didn't add a tail, if you just put the staples, that would probably help. Although we just put so much glue here that behind these 3 images, I don't think anyone's going to be able to pull this apart. And if you flip it over, it's just a solid orange. So or whatever the other side of your paper is. Then we can just tuck our bookmark in here. You can write your little note to whoever. You could also stamp another sentiment here. You could put a little like for you. You could do a little like to and from in there. And then it is going to stick out the top because they're 6 inches. And I would just say go with a larger envelope and you will be good. Jamie said, oh, gotcha. Yeah. I don't think it would be impossible to do, Jamie. I just think it would take, you'd have to do some, a little bit of problem solving to get it to work the way you would want to. Okay. Let me get this in. Oh, thank you, April. Yeah, this is a good one. And the other thing that you could do is you could, if you really wanted to get it into an A2 size envelope to mail, you could cut your acetate bookmark down to 5.5, and then it would fit and it wouldn't stick out the top as much. But then your bookmark would only be about 1/2 inch shorter, I guess. It wouldn't be too bad. You just might have to, like, you wouldn't be able to fit all of this on the bookmark. You'd have to adjust your design accordingly. So there's tonight's project, all done. So really cute. I'm going to let the chat catch up so that you can ask questions if you want. And I love this. This is so cute. I've said this before because I've made other cards for my nieces and nephews live. I have 12 nieces and nephews. So one of them's getting this card and the other one because I made 2 of them. Ah, yes. Jamie, go for it. Yes. Experiment with an acetate bookmark. See what you can find. A shaker bookmark would be so cool. And a shaker bookmark would be pretty easy as long as you had the right size. Like if sometimes they have those nested dies, like if you got like a slimline nested dies, and I bet one of those inside pieces or 2 of those inside dies would make the frame size you would need to do that, to make a shaker bookmark. That would be fun. I love it. I love all these ideas. You guys are awesome. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you have enjoyed tonight's project. Also, very special announcement. Next Monday, for Make It Monday, I have a wonderful, wonderful surprise. We have a guest creator, Shalana. She's going to take over my Make It Monday next week, and she is going to create an amazing card for you. Please come. Please say hello to her. She is absolutely fabulous and so crazy talented. You will have so much fun with her. And you get to listen to someone else ramble on for an evening. And she's awesome. I got to spend all weekend with her and Sean and Dana, and my creative cup is full now. So there's our project for this week. Dana will be here next week, and I will be back again the following week. All right, everyone, you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you, Amanda. I'm so glad you liked tonight's project. And I will talk to you all again very soon. Bye.